There's so many things that I would much rather be doing than rolling around on a wet, cold floor right now. But gotta get it done. Hello guys, welcome back to another video. It's time to get this thing fixed. When I say fixed, I mean it's time to get it through its MOT. It's actually out of MOT now. I've sorted all of the bulb issues, so I just fitted new side light bulbs at the front. I'll show you them quickly. Working as they should. And there's also a brake light at the back as well, just installed that. Yeah, literally just a case of 3 bulbs for them. Of course, we know what the issue was with the side markers. That was an issue with the FRM being the incorrect one. But yeah, should just be 4 control arms and then an issue with the exhaust. That's the thing that I'm a little bit unsure about. I don't really know what it is. It says exhaust insecure after flexi, so I guess we'll just have to get underneath and have a look. But yeah, not got a lot of time today, so we need to get cracking and hope that the weather stays off as well, because yeah, it's been terrible. If I have to work in the rain, it is what it is. But yeah, let's crack on. Okay, so for starters, I think what I'm going to do is do an exhaust leak test, because I do want to get that exhaust issue fixed first before we do the control arms. Obviously we have the control arms to replace, but I don't know if I need to go out and buy any brackets or anything for the exhaust. So yeah, just have a vacuum smoke leak detector, but of course you can use it for exhaust leaks or anything as well. So yeah, just going to get this hooked up. Oh, well, we would if it was turned on. There we go. Bung this in here. Not sure if that's a very tight fit on there. It should be okay. I think it is leaking slightly past here, but we'll check up the front, see if we have any leaks. Yes, straight away you can see we have a leak. And to be honest, it does just look like it's coming from where this clamp is, so it could just be a case of tightening that nut up, hopefully. So I know this downpipe, which contains the flexi, that's all been replaced. You can see the flexi looks fine, but maybe they just didn't tighten it up enough. So we'll tighten that up and see if it does the trick. Just noticed as well, we also have an exhaust leak in the engine bay, right where the downpipe connects onto the turbo. That means that bracket isn't tight either. Who the hell installed this downpipe? So that's that bracket, and the bracket on the exhaust side is not tight as well. Right, let's see if we can get them both tightened up. Okay, so I think I've got the leak underneath the car sorted. I think what it was is the exhaust was too far back, so I just undone the clamp, tapped the exhaust forward with a rubber mallet. That seemed to seat it on the downpipe better, and then I've readjusted the clamp and tightened it up, and I don't think it's leaking now. At the front though, like I said, I don't know who's been working on this. It's missing the spacer that goes on the clamp, so I don't know how well you can see it at the moment. So of course here is the bolt. There's a nut on the top. There's usually a spacer here which helps it clamp together, but there's nothing there, so I don't think the clamp can get tight enough to even, you know, secure it properly. I mean, it's on there, like it's the turbo and the downpipe scene connected up like square, but I think without that spacer I don't think it's going to tighten down tight enough. So they probably, you know, took this off, lost the spacer, and then they thought, oh, just put it back on, who cares if it leaks. So I'm going to try and find a spacer now, see if I have one, or just maybe put some washers in there, I don't know, and then yeah, should tighten it down and should be good on it. Actually, I think it has the spacer on it, but it was just like that next to the bolt head, so literally doing nothing. It's supposed to be in between the two flanges on the bracket. They literally just installed it wrong, I think. I'm sure this is the space that's supposed to go in between the two flanges. So we'll get it installed properly. I'm going to clean this up properly though and grease it, because it's, yeah, it didn't go on or come off the best. So we'll get this looking better and then we'll get it reinstalled. There we are, bolt cleaned up, just applied some copper grease. Let's get it installed now. Okay, so I think we're all now good for exhaust leaks. That clamp, there was, for some reason, there was 2 nuts on it, so of course when you tighten down the bottom nut, it doesn't tighten the clamp down anymore. So just removed it all, gave it all a good clean up, and yeah, just installed a new fresh nut on there, and it seems to be holding nice. So yep, sorted with that. And then again at the turbo, can't see any leaks, which is good. So I'm going to get the airbox and everything put back in, and then we can begin on the control arms, but got to be quick because yeah, there's not a lot of daylight left. If I have to work in the dark, then so be it, but yeah, really got to crack on now. Okay, so first, control arm removed. This is the front lower. Obviously need to do both sides, but after removing the original, I can't really, and I'm guessing this is an original, a lot of BMW is stamped on it, original TRW part. I can't really see a whole lot wrong with this, to be honest. There's not a hell of a lot of play in the bush, I can't get that to move at all. And the ball joint, I mean, it is like a bit floppy, but it does return back to the center. It's not like terrible. So I'm surprised this actually failed as a major defect on the MOT. Of course, brand new shiny part to go on, so yeah, very easy to do. Literally just an 18mm bolt and nut holding the bush side in, and then it was a 21mm nut holding the ball joint side in. So yeah, let's get this installed, I'll get the other side installed, and we'll start on the rears. Okay, so both front control arms now installed down on the ramps. The wheels are down on the ramps because you have to torque down, not so much the ball joint side, but the bush side, that has to be torqued down when there's load on the suspension. So ball joints, they've got to be torqued down to 65 Newton meters. Here's one. As you can see, loads of space under here. Who needs a 2-post ramp? And there's 2. Let's do the bush. I was going to say, ow. There's so many things that I would much rather be doing than rolling around on a wet, cold floor right now. But, gotta get it done. Then we're going to, oh, I can't get anywhere. Get on there. I need a deep socket. That's what she said. Right, let's try again. There's one. That's way too long. As you all probably don't want to see me rolling around on a cold wet surface with this much headroom, struggling. I'm just going to get the other bush torqued up and then get the rear control arms done. Probably can't tell, but it's getting very, very dark now, so need to crack on. So we'll check in when we're done. Okay, so as you can see, literally pitch black now, but we are now pretty much done. Just got to put the wheel back on. The ball joints, yeah, quite a bit of play in them, to be honest. They're not like the worst I've ever seen though. Again, I'm kind of surprised it's failed on that, but bushes, I think there's an advisory for these, but like, there's no movement in them. But yeah, it's the old one swapped out. Nice shiny new ones in place. Torqued down the bolts by having this bottle jack underneath the hub, so preloading the suspension, and yeah, both bolts torqued down to spec. And yeah, wheel can go on now, and then we can tidy up and then take this thing for a little bit of a test drive. So it's the next day. Just got back from the MOT and it passed this time. Yes, of course it passed. So got rid of all the major defects and then 2 of the advisories as well. We are left with 4 advisories though, pretty simple ones. One is an oil leak, but not excessive. It's kind of hard to tell where it's coming from because the whole underside of the car, well, the whole underside of the engine bay, should I say, is just covered in oil. So could it just be, you know, spilt oil from when someone's tried to top up before? I don't know. Obviously we will investigate that. I haven't really noticed the oil level going down a whole lot. I've done probably a couple of thousand miles in the car, so yeah, I don't think it's anything major, you know, anything of major concern. Couple of tyres needed sometime in the very near future, both bowled on the inside edge, and that is the one on the front and then one on the rear. Now I think why they've worn on the inside edge, probably because the camber's more than likely out, probably actually from the fact that the ball joint and the bushes are both worn. With that being said, that I am actually just about to go and take it for a wheel alignment just to make sure everything is okay. I'm going to get the front and the rear done on a Hunter 4-wheel alignment machine, and then I'll probably look at getting new tyres all round at some point as well. Not too sure if I'm going to swap out the wheels, because these wheels, they're not the worst but they're not the best, so if I can find a good set of wheels with a good set of tyres on, then win-win. But if not, then I'll just get a new set of tyres for these. And then the final one, exhaust heat shield loose rear. I don't know who's worked on this car before, but pretty much all of the heat shields for the exhaust have been ripped off. You can see the prop shaft underneath the car. There's no under trays or anything on the car. And yeah, the one that is remaining, the one that is loose on the rear, is actually held in by a little piece of twisted wire. I don't know why they didn't, I don't know why they thought to leave that piece on. Oh well. Yeah, I guess it makes, you know, working underneath the car a little bit easier, the fact that you don't have to keep removing all the under trays, but they are there for a reason. They're there to protect the prop shaft, they're there to protect the exhaust, they're there to protect the underside of the car from corrosion and all the salt and all the rest of it, but I'm not too concerned with it. But yes, very happy that it passed, of course. It now means we can drive this car again, and yeah, the plan is just to put loads of miles on it. I do want to, like I say, get all the tyres sorted, get the wheel alignment done, and I want to fit a couple of things to this car as well. I won't let you know what I want to fit to this car, but those that know me will know what I want to fit to this car, desperately what it is missing. I'll kind of give you a bit of a clue. But yeah, I am going to leave this one here anyway. Hopefully you all have enjoyed it. It's been painful working on this car past couple of days, but it's done now. on to the next one, I guess. Hopefully you've all enjoyed it. Give it a like, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you have not already done so, and I will see you all in the next one.